Do you have a situation in your life that you're not entirely happy with? Is there a circumstance that you would rather change? You just don't know how to go about it? Today we are talking about what to do about an undesirable situation in one's life, how to change the situation, how to change your life, how to make it better using the teachings of Abraham Hicks and Neville Goddard. So when something is amiss in our life, it is usually our point of attraction that is holding us in that situation. Please stick until the end if you want to see how we can turn that situation around and actually make that point of attraction point at what we want to have instead. This time of the year, we are particularly inspired and motivated to commit to making the next year our best year. In any other time of the year, when we feel it really is our time to shine, let's see how we can make it so. Okay, so Abraham Hicks tells us that everything that comes to us comes through our point of attraction. So when something is amiss in our life, something that it's not truly making us happy, whatever that might be, and we have to appreciate we are all very different. So the situation you're dealing with is not the same as the situation I'm dealing with. But the common denominator is if we have a situation in our life that we are not entirely happy with, it is usually our point of attraction that is holding us in that situation, like an anchor. So we want to see how we can turn that situation around and make that point of attraction point at what we want to have instead. So here it goes, 5 things. Number 1, firstly, what we need to do is to accept that the situation can be different. I know it sounds like so obvious that it's hardly worth mentioning, but a lot of the times when we are in a situation that it's really hard on us, that is kind of weighing on us, that is really making us unhappy, unsatisfied, we cannot actually see behind those walls. We cannot imagine they can be different. Sometimes we can, but most of the time we can't. We wish for things to be different, but we just can't see how. It's just the way it is. Things are always the same. Nothing ever changes. We accept that the situation can't be changed and sometimes feel that the change is something very dramatic and traumatic and difficult. And sometimes changing the situation feels just plain wrong. Still, we wish things to be different. We're craving for a different situation. We are bursting to get into a better place. But often we feel like we don't have a choice and we justify it to ourselves and anyone who would listen. I can't do it right now. The job market is too hard. It's bad timing. I'm not sure I have the right skills. I need to do this before I can do that. But by telling the story of our existing circumstance, listing the reasons why this is so, we are focusing on things the way they are and not the way we want them. But Abraham Hicks says, we are more ready to hear your new story than you're ready to tell it. What does that mean? That means the universe, God, your vortex is ready to make it happen for you, but you have to make the first move. They're waiting for you to tell the new story. So in order to start making things better, the first thing to do is just to accept they can be different. And just stop there. Just accept that it can be different. You want it to be different, it can be different, and just leave it there. Don't question how, don't go there just yet. You'll see later on how we do that. Just accept the vast possibilities of different paths, how this can come to you. Some you can imagine, some you can't. Nothing in front of us is real in a sense that it's permanent and constant, and it's definitely not fixed. It is only real as long as we make it so. And Neville Goddard teaches us that all reality is self-created. So let's see how we can use that. Point number 2. What are your assumptions that bound you to your current situation? In order to apply the teachings of Abraham Hicks, we really have to understand what is our point of attraction right now. And according to Neville Goddard, when you persist in assumption until it becomes your dominant thought and feeling, it has no choice but to manifest itself in your reality. So your assumption is your point of attraction. So let's unpick your assumptions about your current situation. Let's say you're stuck in a dead-end job or in a relationship that is not making you entirely happy. If you understand your assumptions about your current situation, it will lead you to understand your point of attraction and what's got you pinned down in this situation. So what do you think feel, and believe about your current situation. I don't have any choice. I'm just being realistic. The job market is too tough right now. It's difficult to find the right person. Right? We all done it. We feel unhappy, unsatisfied, sometimes even more depressed, but ultimately it will take a lot more than that to push us out of that situation naturally. So deciding to do it consciously, deliberately by yourself is really powerful. So let's make it so. So listen to yourself talking about your current situation. What do you say? What do you think? What do you believe? We know how to do that. All of those things that you're expressing verbally are pointing at your assumptions about your situation. And why is this important? Because your assumptions have roots in your beliefs, and your beliefs are sitting in your subconscious mind. And we know how we create everything in our life is throughout the power of our subconscious mind. And remember what Neville Goddard says, what we assume to be true, we call into our reality. So if we are assuming that our current situation is true, we are just anchoring it down. We are staying in it. It cannot move until we do something about it. So let's do that. Let me give you some examples how you can recognize that in yourself. So let's say that your thought is, I feel unhappy and unsatisfied in this relationship, but I just can't leave. Can relate to the assumption, if I leave this relationship, I will be alone, which in turn can be connected to the belief it's difficult to find the right person. Or thinking and saying, I can't find another job, can be linked to the assumption it's too risky to change jobs right now. It can be linked to the belief better safe than sorry. So it is obvious that these thoughts, assumptions, and beliefs that you're having about this situation are your point of attraction, and they are anchoring you in your current situation. So you can see where the work is. So let me show you how to do that. Remember, Abraham Hicks says, your beliefs are just practiced thoughts. A thought you're constantly thinking become your beliefs. So if you want to change the situation, you want to change your life, you've got to change what's keeping you in those circumstances. That is your thoughts, your assumptions, and your beliefs. And Joe Dispenza says, once you let go of the beliefs that you're accustomed to framing your situation, you will see the fruits of your efforts. Okay, number 3. What is number 3? Once you understand your thoughts, your words, your assumptions, your beliefs about your current situation, reframe it. Every time it starts coming up as I'm just about to describe to you my current situation, stop, don't go there. Every time you find yourself thinking, oh, it's this situation, I'm still not happy here, I really need to do something about it, stop. If you're going back questioning yourself, how did you get here? Why is it so? Stop. Start thinking about what you want to have instead. You've been manifesting already, you know how this goes. Start thinking about how you want things to be. Start replacing your beliefs with more empowering ones. Start telling yourself how you want things to be, not how they currently are. For example, times are really hard now. It's not a good time to start a business. Can be turned into times might be tough, but I'm in a very good position to start this business. I have a brilliant idea for it. Or it's very difficult to find the right person out there. Can be changed. I just need one that is right. I don't need everybody to be right. If you can't lose weight and you tried every diet, every time there's a topic of weight or weight loss, you always say, I've tried everything. Nothing works. I know how that is. I've been there. Reframe it. I'm going back to my ideal weight no matter what. I'm just going there. I don't care how. Which brings me to the next point. So, point number 4, letting go of your existing ways. You have to let go of your existing ways. And I'll tell you now why. My favorite is let go and let God. It's so beautiful. Okay, so it's the act of detaching yourself of your existing way of doing things, thinking things, believing things. Just detach yourself from it. Joe Dispenza is really good explaining how this works if you want to go into details. I'm trying to keep it concise here. In this process, you admit to yourself that you just might not know the best way forward. And that's okay. That's actually empowering. We should not try to know everything. I'll explain why. In this process, you admit to yourself that you might not know the best way forward. You know where you want to end up with. You just don't know how to get there. It could be any number of ways. Remember, we assumed there are a number of beautiful possibilities waiting for us. So just focus on where you want to be, and this is why. So to truly surrender is to let go of our need to know how and surrender to the higher intelligence, God, universe, to point you at how you're gonna get there. It's beautiful to surrender to that degree that you're just focused at the end. You're living in the end and you're letting your subconscious, God, universe show you the way. Let go of trying to work it out for yourself. For no man is wise enough to know how, says Neville Goddard. Questioning how means you haven't adopted that reality yet. So keep the strong vision of where you want to end up and go about your life. And the last point, let the light shine in. Start feeling the feeling and look for the smallest evidence of your new situation, of your new life, of your new reality. See the evidence and acknowledge it. That way you remove your awareness from your current situation and place it upon the one you desire. It's beautiful. The minute you start looking for evidence of your new reality, of your new life, you cannot think of your old one. You change your point of attraction instantly. Remember what we said at the beginning? Abraham Hicks says that everything that comes into our reality comes through our point of attraction. There you go. You're there. And as Neville Goddard will add to that, is the feeling of your new situation. So the best way to achieve that feeling is to be grateful. The feeling of gratitude for the situation is not currently in your life will bring it to your life. You're vibrating at the frequency of your wish fulfilled. You become one with your desire. It has no choice but to manifest itself. This is why Neville keeps telling us that assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled will bring it into our reality. And more we can feel like our wish fulfilled, faster it's gonna come to us. It has no choice. So persist in the feeling of your wish fulfilled and it will materialize in your world, Neville Goddard says. I'm so honored to have you on my channel. I am deeply honored by your comments and questions and likes and shares. It's truly magnificent to have you here. Thank you.